Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're all doing well. So I'm on for my creative design team project for Tracie Fox. I thought after finishing off my Creep on June project that maybe I'd do something a little more colourful and upbeat and not about death. Although I had so much fun making that journal. But yes, I did make 3 journals in a month, so I've had a bit of time off to find my craft desk and just tidy up a bit and have a bit of a breather. So I think what I'm going to do for my design team project this month is just a little project. So I have grabbed 2 kits to work with. The first one is this Impressions Colour Digital Background and Journal Tag Kit. So I just loved the colours in this. Just a nice sort of watercolour, pastel-like backgrounds. Just beautiful. I thought that'd be a bit of fun to play around with. So lots of different shades. There's 11 pages in this one. It's got tiny little tags there. Little journal cards, or you can just layer them up on the bigger tags. Got some envelopes and circles and that. Flashcards. I love the insects on this one. These little ones, so they'll be heaps of fun. Got some tabs there. Some more envelopes. And then the second kit that I decided to grab. Oh, there's some bigger tabs. Awesome. That's really cool. And some more circles. Was this one. This is the other one that made me think, yeah, I'll go colourful this month, because I stumbled across this kit and I just love the colours in this. Very different. And this is the Botanical Pastel Labels. And I just think they're beautiful colours. So I thought I'll grab that. So that has 2 pages in. So this with the blues, purples and pinks. And then you've got this one. This is really romantic, isn't it? So I've cut bits out of the kit and I love these panels. Now I haven't looked back at Tracie's videos to see if there's a specific project that she made with these, but I want to make some ephemera pieces for future journals with them. I love all the different colours. I think these are so beautiful. So I think there were 6 different colours, and I decided I could make some little booklets, little folders with some paper in them to slip in some pockets of some journals. So they're going to be quite simple, but they will be very pretty. So we'll do one with each colour set. So we'll work with these purple ones on camera, and then I will show you all the ones I've done when we've finished. So what I've done is cut a piece of manila folder. Now I grabbed 2 manila folders, and I can do 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do 8 of these out of 2 manila folders, but I'm doing, I think, 6 of them for this project. So that leaves me a couple spare of these. So what I did was, each side of the manila folder gives me 2 pieces like this. I think the manila folder must have been 14 inches wide. So if I cut that in half, I got 7 inches. So what I've done is cut 7 by 7 squares. So each folder gave me 2 7 by 7 squares with some offcuts. So I've got the 7 by 7 squares, and I just folded them in the middle at the 3.5 inch mark and just made this little folder. So we'll put our little notepad in there and we will just decorate it. So very simple, but hopefully they'll turn out nice. So what I want to do firstly is a bit of inking. So I'm just picking an ink that I think will go with the colour that is on the digital. So I've got Wilted Violet here. So I want to ink around the edge of my digital prints, and I want to ink around the edge of the inside and outside of my manila folder as well. So I'm just giving the digital just that nice purple edge. Oops, throw everything around. So our panels will fit quite nicely on there. So we've got a bit of a border there too. So it's not an even border, but that doesn't matter. So now we will stick down our front and back panels. Doesn't that look pretty just the way it is? Okay, so that's a good start. So we will embellish the front cover a bit more afterwards. But the next thing we want to do is get our little note paper in. So what I have done is I have this. So this must have been a really big foolscap pad of paper that I cut down to use in a journal previously. And I had big long strips of it left over. So I've cut them down to fit in these. So I've just made them a couple of millimeters shorter and less wide so that they fit in there nicely. So I'm just going to grab a couple, maybe 8 pages, somewhere around that, because I don't want these too thick if I want to put them in our pocket. So just a little pile like that. And they'll fit quite nicely in there, like that. So to put my pages in, I want some, I think I might use some eyelets. You could staple them in, glue them in, whichever way suits you, but for my project today, I might use some eyelets. So I do have some little purple ones here. What you could do is punch holes and then tie in with ribbon, and that way you could refill the paper if you want to take it out and put some more in. But I think just to use some eyelets, I'm going to use some eyelets. Why not? Okay, so just get my little pad together better again. Get it situated where I want it. Make sure it closes okay. Now what I like to do is grab, if I can find it, my pencil, and just put a little dot where I'd like to punch my holes. I think that looks about right. My big hole puncher. Yep, that looks all right. Could have had that one over a bit, would have looked better there, but that's not too bad. So as you can see, that holds our pages in quite nicely like that, but we will decorate that more as well probably. So there we've got a little pad of note paper that can be written on. So what I want to do now is just embellish the front cover a little bit. So I've found some of my scrap ribbon. I really wanted my dark ribbon, but I'm very fussy about my colour, and the specific colour I wanted I don't quite have enough of to do what I want to do. So I think I've got hopefully just enough of this to do what I want to do. So this will do. So I want to just fold a piece of it around the cover. So we will do that first. So I'll grab my fabric glue. And I've also got a label here from the label kit. Beautiful. So we're going to put that on as well. So that will help me determine where I think I want my ribbon. I might put it down here. So I'm using, there's grid lines on the kit here, so I'll use them as a general guide. Oh God, I made such a mess. I was die cutting bits for this last night, and I think I did about 3 hours of die cutting and it created a massive mess. So I'm just trimming the excess off here. And it adds a nice embellishment there. Now, am I going to have enough? I might have enough. What I want to do with the leftover ribbon is just embellish where my eyelets are. It's a bit of a wide ribbon, but that should be all right. We can stick it through. We will see how it looks anyway if we can tie it. But yes, I just want to use some of my ribbon up. I think that's just enough. We don't need to do a bow, we can just tie it like this if we like. Not very good at tying bows anyway, so. And then you can cut it how you want it. I can fix it up a bit better afterwards, but you get the idea. I'll fold that down in there. And then we've got ribbon up the top and the bottom. You could even hang something from there if you wanted to, which we might after, we will see. And then I can just trim that a bit shorter once I am sure I want it like that. But I don't mind that, so we probably will leave it like that. So that will do for now. Get on with the front. So for my die cutting, what I have done is the Tim Holtz. I don't know if they're the funky florals or the wildflowers. A lot of people have these dies. I don't tend to use them much, and after last night I know why. They are finicky. But I persevered and I cut some out of some, I grabbed all my, I don't often use my coloured cardstock and I have a pile of it, different colours. So I grabbed and cut out different purples, and I also grabbed some book page which I gessoed and then ink smushed. And I've cut out some of that as well that I want to put on here just to add a bit of embellishment. Now with these ink smushed ones, of course the ink mellows out a bit as it dries, so what I can do with them is go back over them with a little bit of ink, which is possibly what I could have done in the first place, but you can see here there is a bit of the purple colour on there. So I can just go over and just try and get some more purple on the edges a bit. And then we just want to layer these up how we might like them on the front. And so what I'm doing with the rest is putting them in a clear container like this, so that when I want some in the future I will have a pile to choose from. I thought if I'm going to bother die cutting, going through the stress of that, that I'll do a whole heap at once, so I have a pile to choose from in the future. So what we're going to do is something like that, and then use our little label. So we've just got to get our position how we want it, which is fiddly. even have it a bit like that. I don't mind that. Got a little circle. I don't think that will add anything. And then I have some of the lovely Kerry from Witchcraft Do You Do, some of her coloured cheesecloths here, which I love using. So of course I need to use some of that. I think this one has some purple shades in it. Okay, that's looking good. So first is the hard part, putting these down. So I think we will start with, this one here. So for this I'll use my little glue here. I probably should use my tweezers. So let's get our label onto our cheesecloth. I had it looking good before. Oh, this stuff is finicky too. If you've got any glue or bumps of skin on your fingers, it'll stick to it. Just so we know where we want to place the end of this one. Double check, that's looking pretty good. Might just trim this side down a bit. Now I can stick this on. It takes a while for this glue to get tacky, so I've got to hold it for a bit. There's got a bit of glue coming out there. And that basically is my cover done. So what I want to do next is embellish the inside a bit. So yeah, it's pretty blank here. I have this stamp, it's just a text stamp. So I want to use a bit of that first. I've got the Wilted Violet Distress ink, which I've been using to do the edges on this project. So I'll just ink this up. Now I'm just going to do a secondary stamping for that. Lovely. Just adds a bit of something to the background. Just stamp that off a bit. Wipe down later. Getting a bit lazy with cleaning my stamps, which is not like me. Now next I think this is going to work. Have this little piece from the kit, which I want to make into a pocket. So again, we will ink that. I will, however, just corner round this one corner. See how it holds everything I want to put in there. So that's going to sit down the bottom like so. And I also have some of my leftover die cuts. And I just want to put one up the side. So probably not that one. I'll just find the one that I think is going to look. That one sits nicely if we cut the little outside bit off. Yep, I think we'll use that one. I'll just cut this little section off and I'll keep that. Grab my tweezers. And we can stick our pocket on. So I just want to put glue on the bottom. You could go and sew everything, but I'm in a no sewing kind of mood lately. I've done so much sewing in my journals that sort of going back to when I started, I didn't sew anything. So it's nice sometimes to not do a bit of this and a bit of that. Don't always have to do the same thing over and over. Change things up a bit. I think sometimes you can get stuck doing the same thing all the time, and then it's hard to get out of the groove and do different stuff. So it's nice to change it up, I think. So I'm doing similar style of embellishment in each of them, but it just depends on what kit pieces I have that go with the colour scheme, which I will show you when I show you all the different ones that I've done. So what else we have for this one is we have this card. I've done another one of the labels from the other kit. It's a little tag. I've got a couple of circles. And I did make a journal card, which I'm not sure if I'm going to use, but we'll see if it fits. And that is just a picture that I've taken out of this book. I do like to try and recycle pieces from books when and where I can with my digital projects. Beautiful books they are, and I know it seems a shame to rip them up, but that set of books I find everywhere, and that particular one was in the bin last time I went scrounging for books, so thought I would salvage it. So I thought that might go nicely in the pocket as well. And I think we'll corner around this as well. They're just such beautiful prints. You don't really need to put anything on these as journal cards, but all these pieces I have back to make them more sturdy with the manila folder, so it's using up some of those second hand manila folders as well, which make great backgrounds. I might sit on that on there, and then I have inked this little tag which might go in there. Now we've got a little circle which we might cut and use. I'm not sure. Actually, what I usually would have done is put it in the corner and then put my die cut over the top, but that's all right. I always forget what I'm doing. I switch the camera on and my brain goes out the window. I don't know if that happens to the rest of you that make videos, but definitely happens to me. I'm surprised I make any videos the way I go. But yeah. I have it all planned, and then yeah, the plans go out the window once you put the camera on. So I'm just making this a little pocket. Might put it down over this side. Beautiful. I love these labels so much. So I've used a few in this project, but the rest of them will be cut out and put in my little container ready for me to use on other projects for a bit of fun, because I just love the colours in them. So then we'll be able to slip a little tag in there. I don't know if I want a tag topper. It would look nice. Oh look, we just won't be fussy. Put that on top of our tag. So yes, I must finish this project. I have dishes waiting for me. I'm really looking forward to getting into them. But tomorrow we have a special visitor coming to stay for a week. We are babysitting a friend's cat while he is off to the Gold Coast. So, yeah, we haven't had a pet in the place for, I don't know, a year or so since beautiful Tenterfield Terrier passed on. And I've been missing having fluffy cuddles, so I'm sure that if it comes out from under the couch or bed where it hides, that it's going to get spoiled rotten, and I'm not going to want to give it back. But I do feel like I have to clean up around the place. Yeah, not used to having cats around, so it's going to be interesting. Not really a cat person, but it is a very, very cute cat. So it's a pretty crazy cat, and I did meet it once and it head-butted me and I fell in love with it. So, and my son spent a whole lot of time with it, so it does know him quite well. So I don't know about my circle now. I'm a bit sad that I don't want to rip my flower up because I'll probably break it. A bit upset about that because I sort of want the number. So I usually put it in the corner and cut it so you still see the number. Let's take this out. You can put it so it hangs there and makes a little tuck spot too, which I have done before as well, although we don't have anything tuck in. We might just do that for a bit of embellishment anyway. So I don't think I'll put the number on the side or anything. So just do that and then draw a straight line across there. Cut that off. Just adds a bit more colour up the top there. Keep that for another project. Ink. And then you can just put glue down the sides a bit and up the top here, and then it creates a little tuck if you want to put the tag up in this top part too. So I might put that about there. This has been a fun project. I'm loving working with a lot of colour these days. I like doing a bit of both. I like doing the vintage tones, but I also love when I've done something that's dark or vintagey, and that I really love going back to the colours. Especially when the weather's so gloomy and grey around here. So there, I love that. I could have done the stamping a bit lower if you're only going to have such a little pocket, but the journal cards cover up that space. And it's nice having my little flower picture in there as well. You could just leave it as that, which is quite nice, but it's good to use the kit bits up. So that goes in like that. I do like this to sit down a bit and not stick out there. I'm really bad at tying bows and tag toppers and stuff. So I think that is it. Woohoo! So yeah, with this one, as I said, you could stick it up there as well, like that, or put a little bit of note paper up there. So there's options. So I'll tidy up a bit and then we'll have a look at all the ones that we've made. So here are all my beautiful coloured booklets, little notebooks. And there's the purple one that we just did together. So there's room there to put another picture, or you could write on that as well. You could dangle something from there if you wanted to. You just undo this and hang something from there, or you could just attach a bowl pin or something as well. So love that. And yeah, there's between 5 and 8 pieces of paper in each one, I think. Enough to write a number of notes. So, and then we've got this one. Now with some of these, I haven't done the, I haven't found pictures in the book to put in these, so I might do that in the future when I go to put them in a journal. So they look a little empty, but yeah, you've seen what I intend to do. I can find a picture out of that book with illustration in, or I might even stamp an illustration or something, but it depends on the style of journal that I'm putting them in. So here's this one. So these are the pieces that I thought went with them, that were with the kit that I thought I'd use. So it's a pocket down here and a pocket in there as well. I think they look good stuck together like that. So I'd probably put a bigger journal card in here. So as you can see, I've used the different types of die cuts on there. Got this one. There's another tuck spot there with one of the little tags. And then this one had a corresponding envelope, so I've just inked them so that they're not so white. So you could put a little journal card or a note in there. Probably put some note paper in there, and then maybe a floral picture behind it as a journaling card. This one. So again, we've got a tuck spot there, but you can see here where I've cut the circle out and then put the die cut over the top. That's probably what I should have done with the one that we did together. And tag sits there. And again, we've got an envelope in this one. Sits in that pocket. Got the blue one. Got a big envelope there. I accidentally did the stamping and it wasn't secondary, so it was quite bright, but that's all right. And then we've got 2 tags in this little tuck there where I used one of the labels again. Had to use bigger eyelets in this one because I didn't have blue ones in the smaller style. And the last one is this green one. So there's one of the tucks we did in the one together. And I just cut down some of the die cut to put on that tag, which I might do with some of the other tags as well if I feel like it. And this beautiful journal card. And there's the back. So I really loved that. It was a fun project to do with these beautiful backgrounds. Loved the colours in those, the pastels. Got me using up some of my scrap ribbons. And yeah, it was just heaps of fun using those colours. So thank you very much for that beautiful kit, Tracie. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I hope you're all safe and well. Be good, take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Bye.